Alright. I think I may have fixed my issues. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Ooh, some early pre-fire shots from Miracle Dev. Not landing on anybody, but right over towards that tank. I don't know how effective those are. Maybe you can catch somebody crossing up early, but...
Yeah, at the same time, though, firing those shots, that might give Phoenix an idea, thinking that there's actually someone maybe pushed up in lane 2, which might cause them to move a little bit slower and wasting maybe a little bit of time. Who knows? But
nice.
An odd chance in a pickoff is sometimes a bit of a risk.
Pretty surprised to see a fast push here from Statham and Zach Fontaine. They did send out some early nades on this side, though. Actually, that's exactly what they did. I don't know if you noticed that earlier. They tossed a nade up over this rooftop to this corner. They were trying to catch any early pushes so that they could safely make this maneuver here. Actually, a nice planned push here. That smoke, though, not quite where they want it. Maybe they're trying to throw that on White Car instead. Block out Rusher's position.
Yeah, they did have to be a little bit careful with that nade, though. It was a little bit too high to where even if they were running one picked off, Rushers getting the kill on Zach Fontaine.
Statham's going to try and smoke out that position. I don't think that smoke's going to do the job either.
That might even hurt their team a little bit more. Hurt Phoenix a little bit more.
Now Criado pad out. This is not what you want to do. Defilade sees him prone. Tosses the frag. It's actually right at his corner. He has to back up. The frag almost hits him. It does not, though. Malcriado gets secured. Statham with another smoke. Not quite where you want it.
He's on the porch.
You got to be careful right now, though. With the shots that have been fired so far, Phoenix should have a good idea of where two near objective are.
Rushers is not looking over at Statham. Statham looks for some shots over that Humvee. Can't find him. Enigma picking up Too Old in the lane. Statham finally finding his last frag. There's only one left on Phoenix, and he gets picked up by Enigma. Stone Cold Killers come up with a very one-sided win.
Yeah, very strong defense from them. They read that really well, and then managed to get the pickoffs one by one, and there we go. I mean, not even barely more than 2 minutes passed, and we are tied up 1-1. Still anyone's game right here, but now it is going to be the tank objective. And now this one's a very interesting one, just mainly because it's one that has a possibility of being capped on. We saw that happen with Stumpy Nub in this last weekend's tournament. Managed to sneak in and get a cap, and it'll be interesting to see how Phoenix is going to be able to defend this one.
Yeah, there's all sorts of little nooks and cranny approaches almost, but then there's that major approach that you take where you smoke this sort of east street and try and come down the barbed wire lane, make your way on the backside of Tank. If you can get behind Tank, you have this objective, and you force Volk to kind of do some crazy things. And I expect to see that sort of push. You're going to see it way more common now in this league too. It happened almost, I think, 2 or 3 times in the ESL tournament. I think you're going to see more teams start to kind of utilize that avenue of approach where they come down this east lane and come in the backside of that Tank.
Yeah, for sure. And that's kind of a harder area to defend also, so it's a great opportunity to try to take it. And if they're able to take out the ones in the mid-house, you have a very good chance of being able to, if anything, force the defense to move out or for you to move in for the cap.
And here we go into our 3rd round of the first match of the series. Stone Cold Killers and Phoenix tied up 1-1. Apologies for any technical difficulties. Miracle Dev with some really suppressive fires. Something you see pretty commonly going through this lane in particular. Lots of shots come through that wood early.
All right, nades are officially live. Are any going to be thrown out right away? Doesn't look like it.
They're stacked a little heavy on the west side.
Well, and this is smart on Stone Cold Killer's part because sometimes you do have very early nades that come out, so they're keeping it a little bit back just to make sure that they don't happen to get picked off by some well-placed nades. And now they're starting to move up.
Yeah, they pretty much have the entire back half of the map available. A nice air burst from Deflade trying to catch anybody out in the sickness position. Very old name, I suppose, at this point. A Season 2 name, maybe, even. Here come the smokes. Let's see if they coordinate their approach and utilize these smokes. It is a nice one on carport. It's going to block some vision. Ooh, but Gibbs. Look at that shot, man, through the wood.
Dang, a beautiful, beautiful read from Gibbs.
That's a very punishable position, though. It's something that actually you'll see a lot of pre-fire coming through the bushes. I think if you look at Deflade's position, he's the one that... No, sorry, who was over there? 4Q, maybe? Yeah, he should have put that suppressive fire into that wood just to be safe. Would have saved his teammate's life.
And now that told Gibbs also more information about where Q's at.
Stone Cold Killers in a disadvantage now, 4-5. They're kind of discussing their options, and I think their best path of approach is obviously to come up onto this west side that they're stacked up on. They really need to just put some suppressive fire onto that wood spot right here. 4Q could totally take care of that position.
Sounds like another drone just got released into the air. We'll see how that helps.
Ooh, Statham getting picked off by 4Q. A nice shot through the brush. Suppressive fire now from Miracle Dev. Finally finds the one behind the wood. Malcriado getting over aggressive goes down, and just like that, Stone Cold Killers turned it into a 4v2.
Oh man, and right now Tool just peeked and threw a nade out from the mid-house, almost hitting a Miracle Dev. But that also gave away Tool's position.
Yeah, they have this pretty easily. What they need to do is have Deflate approach from this side that we were talking about, that east side we were talking about.
Yeah, at the same time, if they can take out either Tool or Zach, they have a very good chance to be able to move in and go for the cap.
4Q does find Zach. It's exactly what they needed. Tool now the last bastion of defense. This is really where they need Deflate to push up.
And if they are able to remember where that nade is, and if they've counted correctly, they should know that Tool is the last one in the mid-house.
Zach Fontaine is still up, though, so he's going to be radioing in comms, and if he sees anything behind tank, he'll be able to radio that in. But it is interesting to see the use of the drone here. I'm very surprised. Ooh, a nice nade up to Tool. He pushes down aggressively. It was just a smoke, and 4Q does get picked up. Tool with a nice refrag. I think Deflate sees this on his drone. I don't know what. He's really piloting that drone. That sucker's got to be out of power soon.
Yeah, because what, you have about 1.5 to 2 minutes of power on that. And he's flying it right next to the objective right now. They've smoked mid-house. Miracle Dev probably might try to crawl in for a cap. But that is a very dangerous angle to try to walk in on. And the drone just ran out of juice.
Deflate is now pushing up. I think he has full knowledge that Tool is in that 2-story. I'm very certain that's where he was looking. If he can just make this cross to the other side of tank, he can get himself 2 points for Stone Cold Killers.
But the smoke just died, so this is a very dangerous run. If they can have someone distract and fire at him so that Defalade, he'll be able to run in.
Oh wow, Zach Fontaine is still up though. He's still able to radio in information to Tool. Miracle Dev does find Tool, and Stone Cold Killers just grab themselves one, but it is a Marsoc point. That's pretty nice on Suburbia.
Yeah, that's a very nice one. Even if Zach was able to call out that, hey, there's one person on the objective capping, Tool wouldn't have enough time to get there and stop the cap anyway. You would have probably, it's about a 12-second run, and most caps take between 7 and 10 seconds. Depending on how nervous you are, at least, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, those, that can get up into the 15-second time frame. I think one cap that came from G-Men in the tournament out of who was it? Chief Pineapple. I think I was sitting there watching him cap for what seemed like 15 to 20 seconds. Took him a real long time to punch that code in.
That's the one part that makes this game so fun. It's just like when the pressure is on, when you're playing at this high of a level and everything, and you have a chance, because I mean, if Stone Cold Killers were able to get that cap, you know, I mean, it moves you up 3-1 and in a very good position, and that pressure can really get to you, and it's amazing to see how teams act and how people react when under that pressure. Oh, everyone is just casually leaving the lobby.
Right.
Casually,
we are having
you know.
some lobby issues. We will hash this out. Just hang tight. If you are just tuning in, you haven't missed much. We've got 3 rounds into the first series, or 3 rounds into the first map. The bans have been Cargo and Quarantine 1, so we're starting off on Suburbia. And I don't know if I may stand corrected here, but can we edit scores? I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Yes, you can.
Oh wow.
It looks like they have a score editor. Do you want to import your
let's
saved
do
camera
it.
positions?
Oh, are we?
Let's change scores. Team 1 score.
Oh, I don't know
wait,
if this is
did
the
they
right
just leave
lobby.
again?
Yeah,
Uh-oh. They're just psyching us out, you know.
apparently. All right, this one's the real one. This one's where the action's really happening.
How many times can we make the casters join different rooms before they finally figure it out?
Caster roulette.
Game maybe you don't want to play.
Oh yeah, we can change scores. Fantastic. Well, I'll leave that up to my co-caster, who certainly
Ta-da.
knows exactly what the score is. Stone Cold Killers up 2-1.
And then Phoenix. Yes, they are spelled correctly, luckily.
Wow, I can't believe it, man. The functionality that we have been delivered just goes to show you how far Onward's coming along as an esport, dude.
Yep. Well, I mean, NightFiree, you were basically the first caster in the league. And what it used to be is like you and Thunder Pilot pulling up everyone's individual streams and trying to cast through watching other people's Twitch streams. And now we're here where we can actually have different cameras, zoom-ins, jumping around different camera angles. I mean, all that. Just literally night and day difference.
Oh yeah, I gotta remember to use that zoom functionality.
Yeah, scroll away, man. It's a beautiful thing.
I need to show that off. I'm failing. Not delivering the highest quality product. Maybe you're just having some lobby joining issues there or something. I don't know. I did see one person had dropped at one point in that series.
Yeah, so far though, it seems like we've had some pretty smooth gameplay, which is always nice to see after a new update. This one did have a lot of performance optimization, so.
Oh, it is very true, and I think just on as a whole, the 1.30 update for spectating, everything is much smoother.
Yeah. Oh, completely agree.
Well, I'm gonna use this time to grab myself a little beverage, and this will be a great chance to insert your sponsorship here. If you were a Gatorade, a Power, or some sort of aid, or some sort of energy drink. By golly, wouldn't it be great to just have a advertisement right here?
Oh man, you would not be wrong. But now NightFiree is leaving me in charge. He's allowing me to talk without any adult supervision from him. What will that mean? Probably nothing. Alright, looks like everyone is officially in the room. We are making our way downtown to Suburbia, hopefully playing another round any moment. And NightFiree is no longer parched.
I'm fully hydrated, man. I'm ready to go. There's... See that? I mean, Nothing's holding me back on this Suburbia series. I was gonna say something clever about the green grass, and it also being hydrated on Suburbia. I couldn't quite pull it all together.
The grass is always greener on Suburbia.
This is round 4. Stone Cold Killers versus Phoenix. Got ourselves a... Is that a repeat objective? Well,
this is a repeat objective. We lucked out on this one.
Yeah, I guess. Granted...
But that means we might be playing it 3 times now.
Yeah, right. We're really stacking up this objective. We'll see if 4Q shoots any pre-fires into the wood. He does indeed. Malcriado.
Almost gets 2.
Yeah, he does.
Cement barrier saved him.
Leroy almost got snagged. Here come the early smokes, and look at how fast Zach Fontaine is pushed up in the playground. Miracle Dev does find one because Zach pushed up so aggressively he didn't check this corner. Look at him. Miracle Dev has no idea Zach's right here.
How many smokes did they... That was probably, what, 6 to 8 smokes?
Miracle, it has pulled a nade. He's rushing Zach. The nade is out. It's on the ground. Where is it? There it is. Zach is down, but in the meanwhile, Malcriado also pushing up. 4Q has missed this approach. Mal's on the tank. He's going to get the cap in the smoke.
Did he hear him move in, though?
Oh, no.
Rushers saved the day.
Wow. 4Q also finding Zach Fontaine. Leroy has pushed up into carport and found himself one. Now he's up on the tank. 4Q has to hear this. Nope, more shots from rushers. He's the one that's going to try and deny this.
And denies it, he does.
Wow.
Stone Cold Killers, beautiful play. That was close, though. 2 dead on objective.
I mean, and then you also had Zach Fontaine on this back here. I mean, he was ready to make some moves. They were in... That was a very nice play from Phoenix. I'll give it to them. Stone Cold Killers well defended that, but that was a very hard and fast push with some good smokes, some well-placed smokes.
Yeah, they just went in with a game plan. They executed it beautifully. Stone Cold Killers just happened to respond a little bit better. And we have more people leaving. 2 more people just left on Stone Cold Killer side. Still, this is looking really good. Phoenix is, at least they're on defense.
Oh my gosh.
Here we go again. 2 olds probably like, man, that lag's getting me.
Yeah, I'm sure it's just like people being drama queens.
You know, I totally hit like 3 people, and now I gotta restart. It's obviously lobby a bug. So we'll see what happens.
Apologies for the tech difficulties, y'all. I guess that's what you get when you have a league match right after an update. Okay, lobby is back up. And actually, you can join when it's full now. Everything is better these days, dude.
Alright, and it's a dev miracle. We can all join with a brand new full room. Oh, they probably remade so that they don't have to play the same objective.
Oh, wow. Okay. I mean, whatever, I guess. But there's all sorts of objective bugs that happen. We had one that happened to G-Men in the league. We didn't have mirrored objectives in the at ESL.
Oh. Yeah, and that happened to us where we had repeated objectives. Like Subway, when we played Subway against Boss Fight, we played the same. We only played 2 objectives. It was on the top floor and then the same objective in the basement. So, it's fun. It's a good time. Stone Cold Killers are 3 to Phoenix's 1.
Excelente, and here we go. Back into it. I'm really actually very pleased with how easy we can bounce back from tech difficulties.
Oh, completely agree. Good job, and thank you so much to the dev team for doing that. Literally, special shout out to you guys.
It's some next level stuff that we're able to just zip it right back here to you. And that's what we're doing. Right back into this round, we're going to get ourselves a rather high-octane objective, in my opinion. Something that you can easily smoke and cap. We'll see how fast Stone Cold Killers decide to play it. A little pre-fire there coming out. Statham quickly backing off his position in that wood area. Gibbs almost, but I mean, wow, that was close, huh?
Too Old's position, though, very interesting. He's pushed up kind of far on the white car objective, so when they start making their way around, he has a good chance of picking one off. But once his position is known, he's kind of trapped.
He's not going to see anybody crouching that corner, though, so it is kind of a catch. You know, you're going to have to wait to see somebody standing around that corner. Here they come. They are rounding it. Does he see that in the far side? He does. He gets the down. 4Q might be able to call that out. Yeah, it's going to be a call out on the white car for sure. I'm expecting an airburst nade coming in hot. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Nice headshot.
Did not work out for Too Old, and Q now can get revived.
I actually don't know why Miracle Dev isn't rezzing him. Did a little circle there, rounded back, and grabs himself 4Q.
Miracle's just like, you will suffer for your mistake. You should not have been picked off like that.
Swing on over to the west side of the map and see Rushers and Enigma trying to make their cross, expecting some smokes to get out here. If they can manage to maneuver themselves to this back side, it's actually kind of a weak point if you look at Phoenix's defense. They are really lackluster coverage of this side of the map.
Well, and one of the biggest things about being there is that you can crawl across, and it is so hard to spot someone over there. So, I mean, even if they can just get one smoke in the middle of the driveway, and looks like did Gibbs just get downed.
4Q also finding Zach Fontaine. This is not looking good for Phoenix. Stone Cold Killers just need this one to take the map. Rushers finds himself one more, and now it's all up to Officer Statham, tucked into a very vulnerable position.
Oh man, luckily Gibbs should be able to call something out. His body is still down.
They know right where he is. Statham takes down the drone.
They have it, yep, they just called for a push up to the cap. They know he's in the backyard. They're going for the cap.
Rushers doesn't get hit through the wood. Finally picked off by Statham. Enigma, I think, knows Statham's here, but he's not going for the kill. They need to push up on this objective now.
Yeah, well, two of them, I heard them talking about pushing up for a cap. And it looks like they didn't get it, but they still secured the kill and took the first map 4-1.
Cool Killers definitely with a dominating performance on Suburbia, although a couple early rounds seemed pretty close. Ultimately, they kind of wiped the floor. Well, I think this was Stone Cold SCK's pick, though.
Yeah, and they've always been a pretty strong force on this map, and I mean it showed here. Phoenix is a very well-defined team now, and Stone Cold Killers almost made it seem easy, especially that last round. They just picked him off and moved in, and could have gone for the cap if they really wanted to, ending at 5-1.
Anyone's in here?
Pop on into the war room here. Rehash our bans. It is Cargo and Quarantine, so we're not going to be seeing that in this series. First pick was Suburbia. Second
And
map.
now we on Downfall.
Should be interesting to see. This is Phoenix's pick. If I remember correctly, Gibbs is a pretty good medium to long range shot.
Yeah, Gibbs and Officer Statham have a very good shot, and almost can guarantee we are definitely going to be seeing more of the drone. One of the nice things about the drones is, yes, you have a good chance of finding people, but you also have a good chance of having them give away their positions when they have to shoot the drone down. So regardless, you still get some pretty good key amounts of information with using the drone, especially on this level.
Yeah, it's actually going to be pretty exciting to see that drone usage evolve as we get deeper into this season. I think these first few weeks, maybe, I'm wondering if they're going to allow it at OC5. That's the real question, right? Because if that's true, then you're going to probably see some of these higher level teams try and use it in these matches to test it out, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I don't see why it wouldn't be. And these couple of weeks can very well be used to really refine that skill and have some really good pilots coming into the scene.
Pilots, I love it.
So yeah, next season in Onward Master League, drone racing, prepare for that.
And your Stone Cold Killers kind of honing on making sure their callouts are consistent. They're going to have a quick spawn here. Enigma should be running into Phoenix. If he's going to be pushing up, he'll run into this team very fast. Actually not going to get too far, so.
Not at all, and he's in a very strong position right now. They got to be a little bit careful trying to get into the North Hotel from being spotted on that hill. They still do not know where the spawn is, though. Stone Cold Killers don't know.
That is true. They're waiting maybe on that south side where the other two members of Phoenix are rotating to.
That's one of the hardest parts about this game, especially on defense. The first thing you really want to figure out is where they spawned at, especially on this level.
When Rushers does find the Gibbs trying to get to that North Hotel. I don't think he's seen this rotation into that 2-story, though, from that other two members north, so he's going to be vulnerable if he peeks that window.
Yeah, you got to just be a little bit careful when you're shooting like double P.
Talking about the one with the good shot, Officer Statham is in that 2-story, so he is looking over there.
Let us know when we move out, guys. We'll smoke it and move when you guys are in position.
Kind of interesting to hear the comms there as well. They're going to, I think, pretty much wait at that spot before they try and move up any further. And it's going to be tough if they wait there, because they're going to have to go through two members of Stone Cold Killers. Enigma, who's got himself into a nice forward position, and Rune, who's in that 2-story. Rush.
Yeah, you got to be very careful. But if, I mean, Too Old and Matt, ooh, there we go. Another one taken out on Phoenix. Zach falling down. Beautiful shot again. But at the same time, like I was saying, Too Old and Malcriata are trying to move up and around so that when they get into position, probably towards more so the dumpster building by the red car, they're all going to be able to push in and almost surround the objective and try to pressure it that way.
2 picks, though, coming out early for Stone Cold Killer. That's very nice, exactly what you want. Now you just hold your angles, you stay focused on your kill box, and you pretty much have this round wrapped up.
Yep, they have a full advantage here.
Gotta be careful of it. Starting to get kind of a little antsy, looking for more picks. They've given away 2 positions now. They know where Rushers is and where that sniper is, so. Now Criado's the one actually sending out some suppressive shots to that sniper. I think they're gonna band up as 3 and try and make this southeast approach happen, southwest approach rather.
That is a smart choice on their part, especially with when they meet up. They should have about 2 minutes left, which is still plenty of time to make a push in. Ooh, and Too Old now goes down.
Down South Market.
Definitely doing some sniping work, finds himself another shot. Oh.
Man, do not mess with that guy's shot.
He's really, I mean, that's such a hard window to even check too. It's a sliver, right? The only way is to really suppress him out of that window while you push, or a smoke, I suppose.
Yeah, and Officer Statham is sneaking up now, trying to get that revive. Still a 3-on-5, but that is still a difficult situation to be in for Phoenix. The nice part is, though, Stone Cold Killers shooting Too Old might now be at a miscount, not realizing that there are still 3 up.
Yeah, and Malcriado has managed to push forward. Only a minute. Yeah, they are aware of their time. Minute 50 left. And I mean, they haven't even gotten close to what the kill box they're going to have to deal with.
Yep, I mean, Q alone is in a very good position to start trying to take them out also. And he might be able to spot them if he peeks around the corner. Coming up the canyon.
Him and Defilade both looking. Q does find one, looking for two. Can't get it before he's picked off.
Wow, very nice pick.
No,
Phoenix still now up 3-4. He didn't. He dropped down.
Yeah, I'm surprised that I thought he was picked off, but you're right. He just slammed prone.
The shots were coming from underneath White House.
When in doubt, play dead, I guess.
Miracle Dev finds himself one. A nice shot through the entryway. Another going down. Defilade with another snipe, and now it's a 1v4. Now Corrado might be able to find Defilade. Can't get the shots off in time, and the trade goes out.
Well done all around, and Defilade, good job with the 3 kills.
Yeah,
3
guys,
snipe kills
don't stop the
Yeah. No easy feat there.
with the 12 times. Man, that's impressive stuff. That's not much. That's I mean, that's a really good spot though. That window, the way he was peeking it, he was just offering a. I mean, he was just looking through it as a slice. It's so hard to spot someone into that window that he was shooting out of. It was a really nice spot there. Still have that dead body bug too, where you hear comms when you go past the dead bodies.
All right, we've done a really good job at keeping to the minutes. I'm forced regardless. But in between rounds has moved incredibly fast now, which has been a relief.
Just turning up my fan there. It's getting a little hot in here. These rounds are getting intense.
Oh man, completely agree. One of the nice about winter coming.
Just gotta open up a window and you're good to go.
Yep. And then the nice thing about being in VR is if you need to get out of the cold, you can go put on your headset and visit Hawaii real quick, or maybe quarantine one.
Instantly feel the heat wash over you.
Need to get away from the winter? Come on down to Downfall to visit the beautiful deserts of Black Hawk Down.
The terrifying deserts.
I mean, what, at this point, we're in Season 6. How many people have died on Downfall 1 at this point?
We're gonna do a 3-2 split. Fork, you're gonna opt to take that hill look. This is risky to take this hill peak, especially. I mean, Defilade should be the one that knows this of all people. He's gonna be checking his window with a sniper as well.
Yeah, and Too Old is in a very unique position, using the crater of the down as cover. Again, another good position by Too Old, but once you're known, you're again kind of trapped with where you're at. So he's got to be very careful about how he plays this.
Defilade looking for the snipes. Ooh, actually hitting dirt on his first shot. Does find the shot into that two-story.
Enemy south base.
Wow,
South Russell,
beautiful.
South Russell. I may have just killed him. I don't see anybody else right now.
Wow, he is really proving to be a very nice long-range shot. That's going to open up this entire south approach now for Stone Cold Killers. It'll be really easy for them to move up here. I'm really liking the communication coming out of Stone Cold Killers too. They are in full communication. Rogers, move out, copy that, making sure they hear everything.
Yeah, and I just heard Phoenix also say that there's no real chance that they're going to be able to sneak around and pick up their downed comrades. So he's at this point basically just being used as callouts.
They do have one kind of pushed up there on the bottom floor. Trying to figure out who it is. I think it's Zach Fontaine. He's going to be the one that's going to spot this approach first out of anybody on Phoenix. I gotta get used to remember the zooms and stuff. Remember the zooms, people. Another drone coming out here.
Good job on not using it like right off the bat, and then they have a chance to blend it in with the birds as they fly by. So how that goes.
I mean, it does kind of sound like that's what they're doing. It's so hard to find the drones as spectator, though. It's also pretty hard to find as a player, just to go off audio alone. They have to be pretty close for you to really kind of suss out where they are.
Yeah, one thing that would be cool is if we had the ability to change to the drone footage
Yeah, that would be interesting.
as an option. That'd be kind of interesting. And it just got shot down by Gibbs, FKA. Good shot.
I guess kind of utilize that distraction. Enigma and 4Q have pushed up. I don't think Zach Fontaine spotted that. Rushers takes out one. Man, that opens up the north, and now the pinch is going to start to come in here. Too Old in that very risky spot. He might be able to deny the north push, but it'll be a last-minute denial.
Yeah, Zach's position right now is going to be absolutely huge, though. And he's going to need to hold it down if they're having any chance of stopping or at least slowing down Stone Cold Killers.
Too Old pops up and finds one. Zach finds two.
And there you go. They got to be careful, though. They still have a sniper on the hill.
I'm definitely trying to utilize this sound to his advantage and find out where people are and get some picks. I'm going to drop off there. Try and push up. We're into a 3v2. Minute 55 left. They got to kind of push up.
Ooh, and Too Old's watching right now. Has a good chance of picking off one. Picking off a Miracle Dev.
I think Miracle knows, though. He's looking right at Too Old's position. The suppressor fire comes out. Too Old is not down. This is when you want to peek right now when you think he's going to reload. He's going to try to drop down. He is out of Too Old's sight now. Gets his reload. He's going to try and wrap around this south Old Volk Tower. That's what I was looking for. And they have so little time. A minute 20. He has Officer Statham flanked.
Yeah, and the interesting part, I did not hear Too Old call out about a rotation or anything to his teammates, so his teammates have no idea where a Miracle Dev is. Officer Statham might be taken out right here.
Yep, Miracle finds him. Now Too Old's going to be peeking over. Almost finds Miracle. He doesn't quite get it, though.
2v2 now. Even playing field again. With 50 seconds left.
On board Too Old, the shots are coming out. He does find Miracle Dev. He does get hit once, but he's not down. Definitely the final one pushing. Has to hear Zach into the second story. 45 seconds left, and he's got to move. Actually trying to find that shot to trade with Too Old.
You got to be very careful, Zach, with what position he's in. If he tries to get too risky and move out and around, I mean, at this point, you just want to play time and stop the cap, and if you do that, you're going to be able to win.
Yeah, Deflade has rotated around. Zach might be right behind him. Deflade can't find Zach in time. With only 15 seconds left, I don't know he would have gotten to the objective in time, but Phoenix tied up 1-1 again. Oh,
well, this will be
shit.
an interesting...
Oh, whoops.
Uh-oh. We won't talk about it.
Yeah.
This will be the one interesting part also. So far, it's been the defending team winning. So, I mean, if Phoenix can't break through and break that habit, then Stone Cold Killers are going to win the second map at this point.
This of all people, he's going to be checked. Ooh, we're off to a pretty good series.
Yep, so far so good. And I mean, it'll be interesting to see how this next objective goes. I mean, We've seen some pretty close caps on this one also. This is a tough one, though, just because there's some really good defenses that you can have on this one.
Whew.
All right, here we go. What are they gonna do next? Only time will tell.
The real mystery.
Okay, Miracle Dev. It's like basically what he just wants to do is stay on top of objective, not peek out really. Be, if need be, the very last stand. They took a very dangerous cross across over to the white car building near objective without managing getting to be picked off.
Ooh, Defilade. The shot's out. They do know they're over here now.
Behind the building.
They do know one's over there. I'm wondering if they would assume that there's two. We saw Legionnaires do the same thing where they had two players over here. So it might be a little bit more common, and it might be safer to assume that there are two.
Who's sending out those shots? Ooh, rushers. Who did he even pick off? Oh, that's someone moving over to North Hotel?
Oh man, no, he was in mid hotel and he took out red car or red truck all the way up there from mid hotel.
Very nice shot. I mean, they have really stacked up this objective side. You have Miracle Dev on top and 4Q and Defilade over. Defilade actually.
Rusher's getting another two.
Go one more down, one more beside.
Hard to follow the action as it spreads across the map, but yeah, Rusher's denying the south approach. I don't know what Phoenix are gonna do. Wait. What?
What?
Malcriado sprinted to objective.
And just capped.
How did we? I didn't even see him push.
No, I was looking at Rushers. I'm like, he's a good shot.
I was just thinking, okay, there's only two left. It's going to be hard for Stone Cold Killers, for Phoenix to make anything happen. Let's take inventory of where they are. They win.
Yeah, you know, might as well take the risk. You know, we're down 2 on 5. Might as well run in. What could happen? What? And now Phoenix is going in defending at a 3-1. So now they have a very good chance to turn it around, win this map, and go into the final map looking very pretty. But how the crap did he cap that?
Well, I mean, he got under our noses, and he definitely got under Stone Cold Killer's noses. They had they had Miracle Dev in two-story looking right at objective. They had 4Q who should have been looking right at objective. And they had Defilade who was rotating up to have a more Overwatch position on objective.
And he just ran in and capped it. Cranston. I could have sworn I saw a skip with it. Just a jolly skip.
Wow.
Wow. And that's the way the news goes. I'm guessing. Holy crap, though, because, I mean, on Stone Cold Killer side, I mean, they have rushers. I mean, they have 2 people with 5 kills each. And still, I mean, the score does not reflect how well Stone Cold Killers have done. That was just a very risky and happened to pay off somehow cap. I don't know how, but wow.
Probably going to be using all 2 minutes of their time to recoup from that one.
You're gonna need it. Ugh.
But I mean, that objective is the one that you're going to put the cap on.
Yeah, for sure. We said that was a very likely one to cap. We just didn't expect it like that.
And I mean, now this is the best possible situation. And actually, they're going to send out some defensive smoke so they can cross here. They really want to get this cross, even if it is a north spawn.
It is a risky move. We'll see what happens. Gibbs. Okay, good. He went on the inside. They're already starting to fire. Malcriado down.
They needed 2 smokes for that crossing.
Live and learn.
That's really
They're
not...
like, yeah.
That's like worst case, though, for Phoenix, to have one go down so early on a round that you really need to secure the map.
Well, and here they go. I mean, 3 of them are kind of just standing around now, on Phoenix side. They're just standing around, kind of rotating around, figuring things out. I don't know if they're trying to figure out what to do, or...
Well, yeah, I guess you kind of got to reevaluate how you're going to defend. And this is a very weak defense of this objective. I mean, all Stone Cold Killers have to do is just storm down the front.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, because right now, Phoenix is just looking scattered.
That early pick threw them off. They're smoking inside their defensive build. I mean, this is free for Stone Cold Killers to move up on.
Excuse me.
Statham looking for an angle underneath the truck.
At the same time, though, they got to be very careful because now
Alright,
another
there was
one
in
taken
the,
out. 2
helicopter
old
I got
dead.
down.
Again, you got to be
There's a
careful
sniper
playing the same
somewhere in the
positions.
backside.
They seem to expect that now and got him picked off.
I think that was Defilade.
Yep, he took out 2 old.
Gosh, he is sniping so well right now. They have to get him out of this North Hotel, and they know he's there. Rusher is picking up Statham, who's trying to pick off Defilade. This is not looking good for Phoenix. Stone Cold Killers need to utilize this and get a cap here, not a full wipe.
Well, look, they're not really watching the front of objective either too much. They have a chance to be able to sneak in and possibly get a cap again. So, just tie it up 3-3. That'd be fun.
Ooh, another sniper Defilades. He is absolutely on fire. Zach Fontaine should catch Rushers out here. No, he's not.
Though. Rushers is at the bottom. Are you kidding me?
It's going to be cap for cap, and Zach doesn't know what to do. Rushers is punching in the code on the edge. Zach might get shot here. That's the best case scenario. The code gets put in just in time.
Tied up 3-3.
And such discipline coming out of the squad from Stone Cold Killers there, not to absolutely murder the last member of Phoenix. I mean, the bullets were just flying everywhere around him but on him.
Just being like, dude, don't run this way. Just don't do it. We need to get you back. And just literally not even half a second late, he barely punched in that code in time. And we're tied up 3-3, and Stone Cold Killers are now defending.
Now,
Well, okay.
man.
I still can't believe it. I mean, that objective got capped on twice.
It was
there
just
we go.
the over-aggression coming out of Phoenix to try and get to that spot with the smokes and it not paying off.
Yeah, they got picked off right away. One of them did, and then they just felt very disorganized. Like they were all of a sudden surprised and then got confused, panicked. I don't know.
I like how
But that
Ocean in chat also just said that we don't miss anything, and literally the next thing that happens is we miss that cap.
Ocean, your faith in us inspires us to be better every day. We didn't miss the second cap.
No, we did get that one. That was action-packed, and we were right on top of it, so.
I can almost say, without a doubt, though, that every caster would have missed that Malcriado cap.
Yeah, I know. You're looking at that double pick that just came out from that 2-story, and then it's just. I don't know. We're into a good series here, and this is series point actually for Stone Cold Killers. They are going on the Volk defensive. But this could be crazy if we have a fast spawn on this objective.
Oh, most definitely. And this is a tough one to try to take everyone out from. But at the same time, if they can sneak in from the ravine area and take out the people who are in the basement, they have a chance to be able to really take this objective. And it's quick spawn.
It's quick spawn. We'll see what Phoenix can do. This is probably your best case scenario, because what you can do is storm up to this hill and just have height superiority over Stone Cold Killers. You know, you can utilize this hill to your advantage, and I mean, you can even get some early picks if you're fast enough. We'll see what happens.
Uh-oh. A Miracle Dev. He's on the outside. Oh, is he gonna get to cover? Barely gonna get to cover.
Shots do come out. Maybe they know that they are at this spawn. Deflate is in White House. He's going to be looking for an early approach. I think.
Well, and a Miracle Dev is in a very good position, being able to look up on that north-south Marsoc on the hill.
Deflate's position is known, and pretty much everyone is shooting suppressive fire over towards those windows at White House. White Watch is what they called it. I guess everybody has a different name, but it's universally called White something. Pretty much the only building on Downfall that is white.
So now the interesting part about this also is 4 of them are suppressing up here, and only one of them's like starting to flank around. One of them.
Ooh, Deflate with a fantastic snipe on Gibbs.
Confirm.
Gibbs needed to pre-fire and suppress his way up here if he wanted that. He's looking for another into this window. Man, Deflate is a sniping beast. Finds himself a second Phoenix member.
Man, remind me to stay on that guy's good side.
Yikes. Malcriado's going to be the one that's going to have to deal with this, and he has to approach it completely silently if he wants to have a chance at getting him by surprise.
So, Too Old, though, he needs to be very careful right now, because the one on the roof, if Too Old starts running up, might be able to get picked off by the guy on roof. But right now, this isn't looking good for Phoenix at all. Stone Cold Killers have turned it around when we thought Phoenix was going to have this map.
I mean, Deflate with his picks. He does get shot once, tagged. He's going to have to use his needle and syringe.
Yeah, it's only a
Copy, they're
flesh
coming
wound.
up to get me. I got at least 1 or 2.
Too Old is sneaking up now, though.
Watching Tool, and I'm watching Malcriado is going to be trying to come up on Deflate's flank. If those two can make something happen, then Phoenix has a chance at making this approach work.
Yeah, this is a big moment for Phoenix right here. Too Old seem to have spotted one.
Wow, a huge pick from Zach Fontaine does get Deflate. That's exactly what Malcriado needs. It opens up this entire south side for him to move in.
And on top of that, Too Old did spot the one on the roof, took shots at him, but did not get anyone killed.
Yeah, peeking this is really risky. He should be peeking the windows, not this huge doorway. He's exposing his whole body out here instead of just his head.
Maybe he doesn't want to hit the windowsills. I mean,
yeah.
But
Zach
we still have a
Fontaine.
lot of time.
I think Zach Fontaine also is aware of the guy on the rooftop. That call out must have come from Too Old.
Yeah, you're correct about that. But with Malcriado now moving in, he might be able to basement or 2-story if he plays his cards right. He's just got to be sure to stay in cover. You know there are people on the objective building you do not want to poke out.
Oh, Rushers
And
does
he
spot
did.
him. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't take those shots. He was looking right there.
I'm down, there's a guy on the second floor.
He took out a couple of shots. I'm surprised he was out of cover so much. That's what I was surprised about. I wanted him to be hidden in cover and waiting for their movements to catch them out of position and try to get that pick off.
Actually,
Zach Fontaine running up.
yeah, he is in a spot. Miracle Dev. He gets past Miracle Dev, and he's in the 2-story now. Miracle Dev. Oh, Zach hears this now. What's he
They're
gonna
both
do?
just not moving.
You got one in the building above me. Unless you got him. Building next to the objective, down the hill.
Call outs there. The shots from Zach Fontaine almost landing. I mean, those were real close. They're trying. Enigma was trying to hit him through the window. Zach Fontaine finds Rushers, finds 4Q.
What? So now it's up to a Miracle right here. If a Miracle gets taken out, then Hotel is in big trouble.
Yeah, I mean, we have this 2v2. Tool's going to try and push. He can get to APCs in a nice spot. Maybe he's going to try and frag the roof. You going to make it there? The nade goes out. Fantastic toss. Gets Enigma. Holy cow. All up to
Okay, but they're at a minute left.
all up
Zach
to,
moving out. Jumps down, gets the kill. Phoenix takes the map.
wow, a really, really nice save. Zach Fontaine, I think the MVP, although Tool threw a fantastic nade.
It exploded right when it went over the wall. Right on top of him, still airborne. I mean, beautiful, beautiful throw. All around, though, we said that they had to pull off that kind of maneuvers, and they managed to do it. So,
Wow.
Phoenix pulling it through.
We're going to our final map to decide.
Yep, it is still anyone's game. Do not count anyone out. Zach Fontaine getting 8 kills.
Jeez. Yeah, he went beast mode that last round too, finding himself with 3, I think. Pop over to the war room. Quarantine and Cargo are your bans. The third map is going to be Bazaar.
Do you love me?
Oh, man.
Could you
Fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
This is a really good final series deciding map. We'll see. I think it'll kind of culmination of the series so far. We've seen very fast and effective play from Stone Cold Killers, but Phoenix have been sneaky and they've their shots have pulled through. Both of those kind of strategies work well on Bazaar, so.
Yeah, but right now, I mean, this is Stone Cold Killer's pick.
It's true.
This will definitely be a finish to a beautifully played match. And now we wait.
Trying to remember, I think we're kind of in the middle of we have the middle of a pack maps right here as well, right? Both these squads are kind of in the 10 or 11 region of rankings.
Yeah.
At least they were last season.
Yeah, they were. And top, if I remember right, in the American East Division of Season 5, Phoenix, yeah, this is last season. Phoenix finished 6th place, and Stone Cold Killers finished 9th. So, but I mean, that was literally separated by 10 MMR. So, but yeah, interesting stuff.
I'm actually starting to take notes now, so I hope that eventually, as a caster, I will have one of the most comprehensive notebooks on teams, and then it'll be very sought after, and then maybe end of each season I can bid it to people. What do you think?
Just maybe. Signed edition. 1 of 1.
Learn what NightFiree thinks of your team. Real crap movements.
Can't believe they did this, and I would have been able to win this map, no problem, single-handedly, if they would have just done this. But, oh man, very interesting stuff, though. Stone Cold Killers. Did they even go against Phoenix last season? Nope, they didn't go against Phoenix last season at all, except during the final tournament.
I feel like Phoenix is a bit of an underrated squad, too. They're the sister team of Blaze, aren't they? Am I wrong on that?
Yeah, I think you're right on that. Well, and here's the hardest part is, the biggest thing is, it seems like now they're finally starting to come together. They've been kind of having sporadic practices, and now it finally feels like that they're having more well-defined practices. They're trying out strats and game plans and really coming together, and it's showing.
see if they can keep it together for this last map, the series decider. I always love it when it comes down to the final map. If you are just tuning in, this is the last of a best of 3. Stone Cold Killers took Suburbia 4-1. Phoenix just scraping away with Downfall 4-3.
Oh man, Zach's got to be careful with the peek, and he's taken out by rushers. Oh.
Yeah, that's a pretty routine quick spawn spot you have to be ready for. The 2-story is starting to become a spot you really see more people opt for. It's a safe choice too. You just have an easy sight right into that 2-story, and no one else is going to shoot you when you look there.
Yeah, well, and it seemed like he literally pre-fired it too. Just had a very good position. 2-Old goes at the white car on the wide spot. He just barely... 4Q just almost, if he would have gone on the outside of the pallets, would have been picked off by 2-Old.
Yeah, and that's a good spot, but the new one that I've seen kind of rotate into the meta is actually behind the wall that's just to his left.
Yep.
The teams will, it's a safe spot. You can rotate all the way back around and you'll get there, and he actually would have perfect line of sight on 4Q. I think that's what 4Q is looking for as well. He's looking at this wall.
Yeah, and that's a very easy pick that 2-Old probably would have had, because he's a good shot.
Yeah.
But you got to be careful, because if you get too far from objective and get taken out,
You're in trouble.
you know, that leaves a good chance for a cap.
Yeah.
Ooh, here comes a drone.
Well, I think 4Q.
Now, Rushers took a fire at 2-Old. 2-Old's now rotating back and around to objective.
They're going to smoke that too. Oh, no, 2 nades.
Well, good job on 2-Old for forcing 2 of the players to use nades.
That is
And
true.
a smoke
Yeah,
now.
their utility gone on this back end. You want to save that 4Q getting picked up by 2-Old on the rotation. Man, if he stayed there, he would have found rushers too.
And the drone just got shot down. Okay, looks like a Miracle Div and Enigma are going to have a couple of good choices to make now. Still 4v4, still anyone's game.
2-Old going to try his hand at a nade. And I just realized the nades are... Oh, no, never mind. That's the color of the team. Nades are color to the team. 2-Old, man, if he just peeks up over, he'll find rushers coming into this blue room. He's not looking. Rushers gets the pick. It opens up this entire side for him to approach from.
And now Miracle Dev and Enigma are getting dangerously close to the objective. They have to worry about the guy who's in the blue room near objective. But they're in a strong position right now, especially Miracle Dev. I really like the peek he's using here. That is a hard spot to make.
Yeah, really nice sliver. If he had just held it a little longer, he would have found Gibbs on that rotation. I think now he's...
Isn't that always the case, though?
It is, dude. I think he's going to opt for a very nicely placed smoke that's right where you want it. Perfectly spotted. It's going to deny the vision from Gibbs. He's also going to toss another one right over to where Malcriado is.
Smart moves. And that's one of the cool things about once you start playing in this league a lot, you start being able to pick up and understand where a lot of the common hiding spots and defensive positions are. So when you start moving in as your team attacking, you can play a little bit tighter.
One going down for Stone Cold. No, that was an earlier trade.
Ooh.
Gibbs.
And Rushers and offensive.
Gibbs is in high heat right now. He's looking for one over at Killbox, and he's also being suppressed from the middle. Smokes are on top of his position. He is...
Well, Rushers and Officer Statim are like right on top of each other right now. Rushers picked one to hurt him. But I don't think they know where each other are at.
Meanwhile, Gibbs trying to deal with the impending approach. I think Enigma has crossed, and with Malcriado down, Gibbs has to watch Blue Room as well.
Officer moved and rotated back. Rushers almost got him.
Wow, he
Officer
pops
got the
out.
kill.
Gibbs popped out and grabbed himself too. Now we're just into a 1v1 like that. Statham on objective. He has to know Enigma's here because the callouts came, and Officer Statham gets picked up by Enigma. Stone Cold Killers take themselves a Marsoc round.
That almost could have been anyone's round right there.
That was very close. That hard push coming out from Gibbs inside objective That saved the cap coming out. He grabbed himself 2 picks there, and all the while that other pick happened on the back end between who was that? Who was it on the backside?
That was Officer.
Yeah, Statham. Could have been bad.
Oh, easily. You gotta watch out for rushers. That guy's reflexes are up there, that's for sure.
And the series has stayed close. And has stayed exciting the entire way through so far. If you are enjoying your time here, hit the follow button. Better yet, use your Twitch Prime subscription. Make sure if you have it available, you subscribe to the Master League. Help support people that put on the show and the league for you. I mean, Parzival, you know, he's supposed to be our agent and managers, but frankly, these chains around my ankles are starting to get a little tight, don't you think?
Well, that's the problem. He keeps adding more and more fanny packs to our ankles, and it's just causing more and more issues.
Yeah,
but we're making it work.
It's also a sweatshop as well. I don't know if you see any Onward merch. It's coming from us, guys. We're making it in here.
It's so hard to hit these keys with how frail my fingers are.
I've been sewing fanny packs for the last 300 hours.
Oh man, yep. We get paid next to nothing, a dime a day if we're lucky, and that's if we find the dimes on the floor.
No, we are treated so fantastically.
10 out of 10 would recommend.
I would.
It's a good time.
He's going to get up into this position. It is, I mean, they know it's risky, but he's taking a little bit of a safer tuck to the wall approach. He's not really looking for that pick angle. And those smokes aren't going to be good for Phoenix if they're going to want to use those to cross.
Not at all. Maybe practice your throwing arm a little bit more.
Ooh, Leroy taking some shots in the wood.
Gibbs calling it out, though, just in time. They don't quite know where he's at yet. Meanwhile, we have 2 who are rotating all the way over at tank. Zach Fontaine and Officer Statham are now moving over at tank, trying to flank him from around town.
Yeah, 4Q is going to be dealing with Malcorado and Tool. The nade coming out over towards Tool doesn't land. Meanwhile, who is trying to push up on that south side? Does look like Gibbs. Tool finds Miracle Dev, and it does open up this whole approach for Gibbs. Miracle was trying to do exactly what we were recommending early. He was trying to get to that wall position, but exposed in the cross, he got picked off. It was too late. You have to do that position right away. You have to sprint to that spot early, or you're going to get caught out like you did.
Yeah, because generally you can beat them to it.
Yep.
And that's the advantage.
Go there late, you're going to have a bad time. Rushers finds himself Malcriado.
Oh, you got to be very careful also. On the south side, Officer is now moving up, about to run into his biggest nemesis yet.
Tool and Gibbs trades going all across the board in the middle. Statham and Deflade just barely avoiding the shots to his back.
And he's able to call it out now. Phoenix has a huge spread though right now. I mean, Too Old, he's near objective, but I mean, they're really splitting Stone Cold Killer's defenses right now.
Wow, Deflade now opting in for an LMG, finds himself with another shot. Another pick, rather.
Too Old taken out from objective. Just a nice, pretty little peek. Now it's going to be up to one final man to find the last man, Officer. Nade out. Is it going to be enough? Nope. Wrong side of the street.
Not sure what Statham's plan is.
Spray and pray, man. Just spray and pray.
The smoke's going to cook out soon. He's going to be totally exposed. There it goes.
Oh, man.
Sees Deathblade in the corner, a very clutch pick. Now it's a 1v3. He can still run this back if he does it careful.
Well, and he has plenty of time left. And if Stone Cold Killers move around a little bit too much, then Phoenix has a good chance of being able to take it back.
Statham getting suppressed. Wow, he finds himself another pick. Now it's a 1v2. The silencer really coming in clutch too. It's making it hard for them to discern where he is exactly, his pinpoint location. They know he's over here by these walls, but they don't know what he's peeking through.
Well, and with this much time left, he's got a very nice advantage. And it looks like he is going to be using all this time. He won't rushers right now. Has no idea that he's even coming up from behind now.
He has to be quiet, though.
Yeah, he's standing up a bit too loud. If rushers backs out from behind a little bit too much, Officer will get him also. And he does.
My gosh, Statham is trying to run this back for Phoenix. Only one man left. He may be able to... He's in position to get a cap here. Enigma has to be on... He has to be on top of objective and defend.
Oh, they just spotted each other.
No!
Oh.
Enigma with a good rotation around the backside finds Statham to deny the run back. Stone Cold Killers go up 2-0.
Enigma does it again. He did that the first round, too, on this map. Where it was the 1v1 again. So, good job. Enigma right now, though, is 4-0. Meanwhile, Statham has a 420 record all across the board.
Hey.
Nice job. No heals. Get some heals, man. So, I mean, it's looking good, though. Enigma really putting in some work on this team. It's come down to the wire, and he's been able to provide some strong kills each time.
Yeah, it's going to be up to Malcriado and Zach Fontaine to sort of turn it on if they want to start to win some rounds for Phoenix. Those guys have been... When they do well, Phoenix gets the rounds, you know?
Yeah. Well, here's the tough part. I've gone against Zach, especially on scrims. I've seen him in a couple league matches, and I've seen him struggle on Bazaar a lot. He's done really good on other maps. Quarantine 1, he is very strong on, but when we go against him in Bazaar, he seems to get more goose eggs than not. So let's hope he can turn it around. But, yeah, I've had a hard time seeing him be able to perform on this map.
Might be a situation where you want to utilize a sub. Draw in one of your teammates that's more comfortable on that sort of map.
Yeah, that would be smart.
Either way, we are into our third round of the third match. Stone Cold Killers leading 2-0. This is the series decider. It's going to be a quick spawn, too.
Ooh, this one's one of my favorite ones to watch on this objective. Just of how fast everything can go, I mean...
Going to go 3-2. They're going to send 3 right up the middle. See how quickly they move. Yeah, they're going to go straight into Kayat and get this 2-story. Some nades coming out, too. Some smokes very early.
That's going to tell Phoenix right where the spawn is. They now know it's quick spawn, but it doesn't quite matter at this point. They've pushed up really well.
Gibbs is watching that window. As soon as anybody peeks, it's going to be trouble. Rushers finds Gibbs, though.
Oh, man, but 2Old's position is pretty strong.
The refrag from Zach Fontaine immediately takes out Rushers. It is strong if he can get into the right spot in time.
They're going to be able to hear him. Enigma's going to hear him.
Yeah, this is going to be... I don't think 2-0's going to be expecting Enigma to be right here against this wall.
No, not at all. Well, and if 2Old moves, you're going to spot his gun and arms first. Boom.
That's something you may want a quick peek. That would have been advantageous there. You might have been able to find Enigma if you had sprinted around the corner.
Quick peek or pre-fire, especially because this is a very common spot for people to be at.
Yeah, right by that palm tree in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Usually got somebody tucked in there. Usually see an airburst maybe into that courtyard would have dealt with Enigma pretty effectively.
Yeah, the tough part about pre-firing, especially around a corner, is if there's no one there, then you give away your position and you're in a lot more danger, but sometimes we see it ping off more often than not.
Miracle Dev scavenging a nade off his dead friend. Zach Fontaine, if he pushes up anymore, he's going to be in trouble. A nade comes out. No, it's just a smoke into the corner. Oh, it was a frag. Man, if he had cooked that a little bit more, Zach would have been toast.
Maybe they need Zach to be toast right now. I mean, he's a great player on Globochem.
Meanwhile, he deflated in
Maybe a bad
4Q, the nades, the smokes coming out. Great play on Globochem.
Oh man, and we see Officer playing more El Vegas position on this, except he's
Right.
not laying down, which is probably the smart choice.
Wondering if
That's
he's...
going to be a strong moment.
I don't think he's peeking through the wall either, so they shouldn't be able to see him in that corner. He's right in between those smokes, too. He'll catch anybody out that tries to utilize those.
The dangerous part is they might have an idea that he's there due to the fact that he did fire a couple shots. On the flip side, though, Enigma and a Miracle Dev are getting dangerously close to Zach.
Yeah, this is a nice pinch by Stone Cold Killers. If they can coordinate it effectively, it's going to be a hard one for Phoenix to shut down.
Yeah, well, especially if a Miracle Dev can sneak and take out Zach. They're kind of still far enough away from objective. They might be able to get a Captain 4-0 this.
I think Deflade moving around now. Statham knows that they're in this courtyard. I wonder if Statham has any utility available to him. He could just dump over this wall.
Yeah, tough call in this situation.
I did see Deflade Officer reach for his radio, but didn't say anything, so I'm wondering if he was just... that was a click code.
Zach Fontaine got Enigma giving away his position.
Does round and finds another... no, confirms Enigma, rather.
Ooh, a Miracle Dev might be able to take off Officer. He does.
It's going to give away his position to Zach, though.
But he knows where Zach is.
Ooh, he finds
Get
Zach.
Zach.
Now it's all up to Malcriado. Should be able to deny Miracle Dev the cap.
Yeah. But he can hear Malcriado moving in. Gets him. Beautiful play by Miracle Dev right.
Now Stone Cold Killers grabbing themselves their third round of the map.
And they are looking extremely strong on this map.
They've been looking good the whole series. Their team play has been very effective. Their communication has been very on point. I really kind of see this team as a team that's sort of stepping up to the challenge that is the league as of late. You know, I think really teams have started to ramp up their competitive vibe for the game. A lot of teams practicing hard and efficient, I think, is what people are looking for now. I think just getting your hours in isn't going to work anymore. I think efficient practice is what matters most at this point. And it looks like Stone Cold Killers have definitely been practicing.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, and at this point, especially at this late into the seasons that we've seen, we're now on season 6. Okay, we are not relying now on pure talent alone. Pure talent does help, but it's that team unity and that teamwork ethic that you have that really separates the good players and the good teams from the great teams. And so you need to get together with your teams so that you know how one another plays, so you know your game plans, you know your plays, so that you can accurately play stronger together.
Yeah, Stone Cold Killers definitely displaying that, I think, to us right here. That nice pinch, very well timed. They came in together. The smokes came in. The nades came in. It's fun to see. I don't know. It wasn't. I guess, yeah, SCK is a team you got to watch for, but I think they're definitely growing as a team. I don't think I remember seeing such coordinated strategies from them last season.
Oh yeah, completely agree. They had moments of it, but now it looks like the consistency is starting to really be there.
Here we go into what could be series point for Stone Cold Killers if they can grab themselves and hold this final defensive objective. It is going to be another fast spawn. Phoenix getting the same one Stone Cold Killers got. We'll see if they can do the same thing Stone Cold Killers did. Uh-oh. Well, that'll be interesting. Their spawn given away.
This will be interesting. And then Miracle Dev is running straight up into the window. Oh, he barely is
Look at
missing.
Malcriado. He storms up, almost gets Enigma. Enigma popping up, finding Malcriado. Man, that was an aggressive push. How did he get... He got up there really fast.
Yeah, he got right up to the window, and he was pre-firing through that window. Enigma, though, just happened to get the shots out just in time. And now Phoenix is down a player at a 3-0 lead to Stone Cold Killers.
How did he get there so fast?
Found an energy drink by the red truck? I don't know. But yeah, he booked it and managed to get there strong. Just didn't pay off for him, unfortunately.
No, he left his team in the dust. Zach Fontaine also playing it quick. That gets punished as he tries to cross out in the open 4Q. He also would have been shot by Deflate if he had kept going. Feels like Phoenix are kind of tossing what could be the series away here on this last round.
Yeah, and regardless of the final score, Phoenix should not feel bad at all for how they've played. They've come a very long way and are still making great strides in this league for sure.
Yeah, we haven't really talked much about their play, but it has been also fairly coordinated. I think they can maybe... I don't think I hear as much communication, but I haven't been quite focused on that. I do hear Too Old. He has good comms as well, and I think this is Too Old's first full season on this squad as well. I remember he transitioned on it the end of last season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you are correct with that, because he was playing as a reservist for most of the season, of last season.
Yeah, so it's going to...
And he is their main communicator, too.
It's going to take a little time to sort of solidify your teamwork, and it is looking good now. I think it can get better, though.
Oh, yeah.
A little more coordinated. Those smokes they just tossed right there, not really getting much use.
Not at all. They disappeared. No one really moved up too much. But yeah, Zach and Too Old both joined the team a week apart. Zach was the first one to join.
Both very good additions, very strong players. But as we were talking about earlier, that raw skill is doesn't carry you quite as far as it used to. I feel like team play these days can definitely... I mean, I don't know. It's definitely a two-sided conversation, because you can look at teams like SMC Tactical. A lot of people would argue are a raw talent team. They don't really necessarily look at tape or practice certain strategies.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's two camps to that. Either way, Statham is in a covered spot. I don't think Enigma's going to spot him here behind the wood. And Gibbs gets punished for his aggressive cross north.
Yeah, well, he pre-fired where Rushers was at, but Rushers wasn't even there. That gave him away, and then he thought it was clear and then just ran up and got picked off.
A nade in here might get Enigma. It does indeed.
Ooh, I would almost use that opportunity to almost rush in on that.
I know, you could have found two right there. Miracle Dev would have been done for.
Well, I mean, and you know, with him being that close to the objective, with the revive coming, you could run into the brown room right next to objective and really get maybe a jump on, because everyone focused on Enigma right there.
Yeah.
It's a risky play, but at this point when it's 2v5, you might need it.
Too Old's trying to throw his pistol at Enigma. I'm not sure for what purpose.
If it hits the ground just right, a bullet might go off and kill him.
Oh, he actually tries to find him through the window. Can't get the shot.
Some blind fire there.
Also a fake damage cry.
Too Old trying his luck out, becoming the new downed audio bit.
Deathblade picking up Statham. That's Too Old's Q. I don't know why he just looked at Deathblade. Maybe he had a dry clip in. Either way, Stone Cold Killers grab themselves the round they need to grab the series.
And that is all she wrote. Beautiful, beautiful game, though, all around. Stone Cold Killers ultimately coming out on top, taking it for the win.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I didn't know what to expect. A very competitive series both ways. The score not necessarily reflecting that 11-5 total for Stone Cold Killers, but Phoenix definitely putting up some good battles in this series, some close fights. That downfall caps and that downfall win was very impressive.
Oh, most definitely. And yeah, because I mean, on Bazaar especially, 2 rounds came down to a 1v1. So, I mean, it could have been a much different score. Stone Cold Killers just happened to make the better predictions and played just barely a little bit better.
Yeah, and I think the same thing happened on Suburbia as well. We also had some very close one-on-ones, 2v1s, and ultimately Stone Cold Killers pulling out ahead on these close quarter maps. And it's always good to grab that first W of the season, you know?
Yep, most definitely. And Stone Cold Killers looking good. Got a win. And excited to see what's to come. We still have some amazing matches to look forward to, and they are going to be casted on this channel. So feel free to stay tuned. We got some exciting stuff coming for you.
Yeah, on Saturday we got Silent Purge Lemon Squad, Global Chem versus Boss Fight. Both of those getting cast. It's going to be... Saturday's going to be real fun. Saturday afternoon's going to be a good Onward afternoon, I'll tell you what. Not going to want to miss
most
that.
Definitely. Looking forward to that one.
But I think that will be it from us tonight. Silent, thanks for stopping by and co-casting with me. I appreciate you.
Oh, always a pleasure.
Everybody else, thank you for tuning in. That'll be it from me and Silent tonight. Hope you all have a good one. Hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. There's going to be more here tomorrow. You're not going to want to miss it. Everyone have a good night. Peace.